That was really loud. That went from nothing to way too loud all at once. All right.
The story in Diablo 4 will appeal to both new players and hardcore Diablo fans.
So this looks like this is going to be story information. Yeah, that was loud. I know. It scared the shit out of me.
And when writing this next chapter, we really wanted to return to our darker
Should be
roots.
better now.
Sanctuary's in a very interesting state right now.
All
It's
right.
50 years after Reaper of Souls from Diablo 3, where half of the population was exterminated by an archangel. The world has seen quite a bit of changes,
So we at least got the timeline right. 50 years.
quite a bit of scarring from its
Okay.
wounds that have not totally healed.
In these years of death and decimation, power vacuums have opened up and been filled by various factions you'll actually get to interact with in Diablo
It should be better now, though.
4. Heroes of the past that we've known and loved have long since faded into memory, as well as an iconic order known as the Haradrim.
The world
Hopefully
is a
hanging
bit
out with me
broken
helps.
and wounded, and it's in this fragile state that Inarius and Lilith return, and they are the makers of Sanctuary, and their return may not mean the best for humanity.
I mean, that was like a good cutscene right there with like Inarius looking over at Lilith. It looked
Before
good.
Sanctuary was created, the heavens and the hells were battling each other in a non-stop war. Our
So are these like cutscenes that we're going to see in the game?
Sanctuary was created by disenfranchised rebel angels and demons that wanted out. They didn't want to be a part of this never-ending war because there was literally no point. Two of those
Okay.
people were Inarius and Lilith.
Lilith is a demon and Inarius is an angel. They were
All
part
right.
of the eternal conflict between heaven and hell, in which they were constantly fighting with each other.
When Lilith captured Inarius, she was ready to torture him, but when she learned that they're of like mind, she became his partner in crime. They stole a
Interesting.
singular, most important object known as the World Stone, a massive, iconic, mountain-sized gem that has the ability of creation.
Inarius and Lilith helped
So these are like really cool like backstory things for me because I don't know a lot of sort of like the lore of the Diablo universe. So this is actually kind of cool.
to create the world of Sanctuary.
And that's where the name of the world comes from. It was their sanctuary to hide away from the eternal conflict.
They both have
Interesting.
similar goals, but as an angel and as a demon have different ways of going about it.
Inevitably,
Makes sense.
it wasn't going to last. They've clashed multiple times throughout the history of the Diablo universe, and the last time they met, Inarius banished Lilith from the world and locked her in this realm of darkness.
We would
That doesn't seem very fair. I mean, they both created it together, right? So that seems kind of like a dick thing to do.
see Lilith again until the cinematic by 3 they come, when a mysterious figure pulled her back into Sanctuary and set her loose on the world she helped create.
We're going to call mysterious figure uncircumcised chode.
Inarius also suffered
His
when
wings
the
are
heavens
so
found out where
awesome. Those wings are like legit so awesome looking.
he was and what he had done, that he had created this world. He was punished and handed over to the burning hells
That's not Lilith from Supernatural.
as a peace offering.
Because of these two experiences, both Lilith and Inarius do share that they were betrayed and they've been disillusioned. That does
makes
not
sense.
mean that they get along.
There's this rare moment in time where Inarius and Lilith are back on the world.
It is them fighting each other with humanity as their battleground.
Okay.
When the story of Diablo 4 begins, this wanderer is trudging through the snowstorm in a place called the Fractured Peaks.
Right.
Really, they're just looking for some shelter.
The player character in Diablo 4 is whoever the player wants to be.
So do we figure out why the Wanderer is just here? She feels more like even Supernatural, just more demonic. I can see that. You melt every time.
Are they running from something? Are they running to something? What kind of a person are they? We leave that up to them to decide.
Oh, so they like leave it open just for role play. I mean, yeah, that's fun and all, but it sucks. I'd rather have a solid story.
Taking refuge from this blistering cold that saturates everything within the Fractured Peaks, they find a cave, and it is that moment where they're pulled into the bigger events of Sanctuary, these monumental moments
Right.
that will be taking place that will shape and shake the world.
Okay.
It has been 50 years since Malthael, the aspect of death, culled about 50% of humanity. Humans struggle to survive in that 50-year
Only 50%. We need to talk to him. He's not achieving well enough. He's what we call an underachiever.
gap after that massive culling. The humanity itself is trapped between the high heavens and the burning hells, and each are trying to influence humanity in their own way. The player is asked to save Sanctuary by a specific character that we actually remember from Reaper of Souls. His name is Lorath Nar.
Lorath in Diablo 4 is not the same Lorath from Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. He's a changed man. He was a member of the Herodrim. And the Herodrim is this secretive order.
That's what I'm saying, Lair Bear. That's definitely a solid F. That's an F.
Of scholars and mages who protect the world from demons and other supernatural threats.
Lorath is much older and weathered from the things that he's seen. He is struggling with who he is with the Herodrim and even without the Herodrim.
When Lorath learns of the player's interactions with a being that he remembers very well, he pulls him into this mission to stop Lilith.
They will need
I would definitely say he needs to try again. You had to Google Eve. You don't even remember. It's been a while.
to try to figure out a way
Supernatural was good, though.
to survive in the world of Sanctuary in all of its turmoil since Lilith has come back.
So I'm guessing like everything was chill until Lilith showed up.
We have a lot of new characters that you'll be experiencing
That didn't look fun. That looked painful.
in the world of Sanctuary. One of them is Prava. She leads the Cathedral of
Prava.
Light. The Cathedral of Light is
Okay.
a militaristic faction led
I know, right? Like Tyrael, that was like the most memorable one. Everything else just kind of falls by the wayside.
by Inarius. Inarius is the ultimate supreme leader, but she handles the day-to-day.
She acts as a bridge between Inarius and the other followers of the Cathedral of Light.
She was at rock bottom when Inarius met her. As you can imagine on Sanctuary, life is brutal. Inarius uplifted her and taught her the tenets of the Cathedral of Light.
Ever since then, she's become his most
That was cool. Like she just walked out to pray and then just like bowed down. That was good.
loyal, fervent follower. She would do anything for
That
him.
looked
She
good.
just really believes in what he stands for.
Inarius is
That looked really good.
in various states of bitterness. You're seeing a faction that has done as much good as necessarily bad. You as a player get to decide
That was
how
good.
you feel about those actions, and Prava will be at the forefront of all of it.
Donan, he's one of the Herodrim.
More than 5 times in all 15 seasons. Honestly, yeah. But like, so with Supernatural, it kind of got really off the rails. Like in the first couple seasons, there was only one blade to kill a demon. By the end, like everybody and their brother had an angel blade. It was like, oh, do you need one? I've got a spare.
He is this very gifted mage who also is a scholar.
I don't think we've met
we
this
find
guy.
him in this place
We haven't met him yet.
called Scotland, where he's made a name for himself and become something of a hero. In Diablo 4, we'll find out what Donan's relationship with Lorath is and the Herodrim
Was a big man.
and how he became a hero in this place. Neyrelle is this young adventurer. She has traveled the world with her mother looking for lost artifacts.
Okay.
She's spent her life going through old ruins and reading old texts and learning these arcane things. Together, they're searching for the remnants of the Herodrim. They believe in finding that they'll find
Right.
some purpose.
She is someone who is very intent on stopping Lilith, so she becomes a very strong ally for you and for Lorath throughout the
Okay.
game.
It's through her actions that Lorath and the group that you will follow will come to contend against Lilith.
There's that uncircumcised chode.
Something that we tried to do from a narrative perspective.
Looks so terrible
is
next to
create
Lilith.
People that are
First 5 seasons, yeah. I mean, the first 5 seasons were definitely good. After that, it kind of stretched. There's some good moments, though. I mean, the brothers are just good to watch most of the time. They have, like, really good interactions throughout the whole show.
living in a very dark place, but still trying their best to live.
They'll have some scars, but they also have these pieces of beauty and humanity. We wanted to ground them in the circumstances of the world and make them feel real and relatable.
With Diablo 4, you're
Alright.
very much watching a tragedy unfold. It's definitely a story that we wanted to create around people, not just the apocalyptic elements that surround the story. And that's something that we really
seems
sought
good
to
so
bring
far.
to you as a part of the Diablo narrative.
I'm okay with
Lilith is
this.
free, she has some followers, and she's back on her old business. She's gonna corrupt us or try to turn us to her side for her own ends.
The story of
God, Lilith looks so good, though, right? Like, they did such a good job.
Lilith and Inarius is the darkest story we've ever told, and it expands the mythos of Sanctuary and the lore of the
Looks
series
so
like
good.
never before.
I don't know, guys. I'm excited. That's probably the most info we've gotten out of the story up to this date. And that's just a lot of background stuff to help you, like, feel and understand what you're getting ready to get into with the release of the full version of Diablo 4. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of really cool stuff in there. It makes me excited for the story. That way it doesn't feel one-dimensional. I have a good feeling about the story in Diablo 4. I feel like it's going to be a good story, something that we can enjoy and really get into. So I'm excited to really jump into it. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you guys are excited for the story or if you're just going to blow through it. Only do it the one time and then never pick up the story again. And as always, have a great day.